panel of judges, my fellow YouTubers and content creators, the people of South Africa and my fellow citizens of Nigeria, I greet you all. I am here to support the motion that says that white presence in South Africa is an advantage to South Africa. Hello people and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, if you're just stopping by for the first time, my name is Ijoma Madu, a Nigerian YouTuber based in Zurich, Switzerland. Yes, I am based in Zurich, Switzerland. And today's video, I want to be talking about what I think about the white presence in South Africa. Back in the university, I had a friend. One day in their class, she said they had a debate about South Africa. Like the debate says, white presence in South Africa is an advantage to the people of South Africa. Like the argument is based in comparison with Nigeria. Like the lecturer asked, do you think it would have been better if we were colonized, or if the white people stayed long in Nigeria as they did in South Africa, and probably hopefully they would have developed Nigeria just as they developed South Africa. Like he asked them what they thought about it, and obviously everybody was saying yes, and I equally have this idea, I had this belief that yes, it's true. Like I believe that had it been the white stayed long in Nigeria, they would have helped develop Nigeria. But I met someone from South Africa, a South African woman, and when I brought this topic to her, she told me that no. She never agreed, she never accepted that. She said that her reasons being that the effects of apartheid and segregation or racism and colonialism is still evident in the present day South Africa. And she equally gave her reasons. Well, I agreed. But presently, looking at what is happening in Nigeria, I would say no. I wouldn't agree to that. And of course, Cherish Olivia, there's this particular trend going on right now where Cherish Olivia made a video about South Africa, and we as Nigerians, some of us, like when this place, agreed that white presence in South Africa is an advantage, but there's some South Africans came for her. One had to say that her grandfather built Johannesburg. Well, we are not supposed to be doubting that, neither are we supposed to argue about that. But my question is, or my belief is, looking at the present day Nigeria, looking at the present day Nigerian government, what is happening in the Nigerian government, I would definitely say I wish that the white stayed long in Nigeria, overstayed or stayed long enough in Nigeria to help develop it and still bring, and not just developing it and still live in our midst. I'm coming. Like someone from a Swiss woman said, I told you earlier that I live in Switzerland. A Swiss woman said their forefathers, during their time, they didn't just build Switzerland for themselves, rather they built Switzerland for their posterity. They made it so that it would be very conducive for the generations to come after them. And yes, because I equally believe that the whites who lived in South Africa thousands of years ago equally had this same belief that they were building South Africa as a place for them to inhabit for themselves and their posterity. Now look at it this way, like in Nigeria, the whites introduced so many things to us, even the airways, the educational system, medical system. They introduced everything, both in the infrastructural development they did, but then the left, our people took over. What can we say about that? Of course, nothing to write home about. Like, but then look at South Africa, because these whites, or let me say the whites who came or who colonized South Africa, built it and developed it for themselves and for their posterity. And because these white people still live in South Africa till today, I believe that because of their presence, this infrastructure are being continued. Like let me say for example, my father built a hospital in the past, or maybe many years ago, and then generations have been managing this hospital. Then it gets to my own time. Definitely I wouldn't want that, I wouldn't want the lights to dim during my own time. I would try my best to make sure I carried on with the legacy of my parents and those who were before them. But a situation whereby I am supposed to take over this hospital, but then I said no, I'm not interested, I'm going to so place. if I should employ someone else, the person might not look after this hospital as his or her own, and as a result, before you know it, that facility will just get lost, and that will be the end of that particular legacy. Like, I believe that because these people, like, education was introduced to us in Nigeria as well, but since the whites left, it has been declining. I'm so sorry to say that. Even Ocherish Olivia still mentioned this in her video about comparing her experience as a student in South Africa and in Nigeria. Of course, you can't compare the two. When you go through that video, you will definitely see that there are lots of differences. Okay, in my own experience, I've had the privilege of going to attending one or two courses here in Switzerland. Definitely, everything is so on point. Like, not just books, the resources you need to study. They give you CDs where you listen. You don't just read books, you listen, you watch movies about this particular topic. Of course, I would say this place is the best for education. But then, permit me to say that I've not lived in South Africa, but I believe, and we all know that I don't have to live in South Africa to know one or two things about it. Obviously, I read, I'm a scholar, so that shouldn't come as a surprise that I know one or two things about South Africa. So, like, but then when you come to these videos, South Africans contradict themselves. Like, one had to tell Wendell Space that she said, "Shame on you, sister, my grandfather built Johannesburg." Then someone else came under my own comments where I said that God forbid that Nigeria was colonized, or God forbid that apartheid was equally experienced in Nigeria. But then I said, well, maybe it would have been better, because when you compare the present day Nigeria to South Africa, you will see that even our people are the ones now colonizing us. Like, greed, nepotism, tribalism is just keeps dividing us. In fact, despite the fact that we have oil in our land, or not just oil, we are blessed with rich mineral resources. You see Nigerians scouting every day. Like, the dream of every Nigerian presently is to leave the nation, seeking for greener pastures somewhere else. So, like, if these people had stayed, like in South Africa, yes, I know people travel out, but I don't think the people of South Africa live the way Nigerians live. Okay, so this person said that he appreciates the fact that they were colonized in such manner, so that they don't have to, he himself doesn't have to leave his country, going to another country dominated by whites, like some people he knows. And obviously he's referring to Nigerians, I believe, because Nigerians are everywhere, we're always traveling. So, but you as a South African, can you help educate us? Like, I'm sorry, please correct me with love, don't come hurling insults at me, it wouldn't change anything. Educate me, or educate those like my other people and Nigerians as well who think like me. Do you think that white presence till this day is an advantage to South Africa, or do you think it's a disadvantage to South Africa? Please correct with love, teach me. I'm here to learn. We learn every day. I can know everything. I only state my own facts based on what I read from the news and what I heard from people, and equally Nigerian. Another thing I want to correct, I want another impression. You know what we call prejudice, whereby you judge people even before you come in contact with them. Yes, I know, and we all know Nigeria already have a bad name, but that doesn't mean that every Nigerian is bad, and that doesn't mean that every Nigerian is good. And then some people say Nigerians usually come to South Africa for illegal reasons, well, or maybe to indulge in illegal businesses or whatever. But I would say it's a lie, because I know that a good number of Nigerian doctors live in South Africa, and most of these people, you can't say that they're engaging in illegal activities, because obviously they are being needed, and yes, their services are being needed. That's why they are still residents up to this moment there. So please, let's stop the hate, let's stop the prejudice. Don't judge people based on generalization. Try to get in contact with people before you judge them. And that is it for this video. I hope you educate me, and I hope I learned something. And you also, my audience, I also hope you enjoy this content, and definitely I'll see you in my next video. And please, if you're just stopping by for the first time, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I will really appreciate your presence here. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful time and day.